All right. What is good? What is good, YouTube fam? It's your boy, Austin Wayne, the gambling degenerate, aka the Parlay Prince, and you are now tuned in to another episode of The Answer Key, where you guys got the questions and I got the answers. Locks, predictions, anything NFL betting related, I got you covered right here on this channel. We are on fire, guys. We did great on our picks last week. Remember, this is a new channel, so if you could go ahead, hit the like, hit the subscribe button for me. I'm trying to get this channel popping, trying to get to 250 subscribers. I would truly appreciate each and every one of you. Remember, I am the only guy on YouTube that's giving you the spread, the money line, and the total picks for each game of the NFL weekend. Remember, guys, leave a comment at the end of the video. Anything that you say is way more important than anything I could say throughout this video. And make sure you stay with me till the end, because I do have a parlay that I think you guys could win some money on this weekend. Without any further ado, let's get into these Week 11 picks. All right, let's get it. Week 11 football is here. I am here. I'm jumping right in there. First game of the week, we got the Tennessee Titans heading to Green Bay to play these Packers. You know, give credit where it's due. Packers just upset the Cowboys defense. What a game that was. Christian Watson, good for you, brother. I do think Ryan Tannehill is going to continue to be the quarterback in Tennessee, so that will open up the passing game quite a bit, play action game. For that, I do think Tennessee Titans defensive line is also going to give Packers trouble in this game. I don't see the Packers getting 2 wins in a row. I could be wrong, but I know that sounds weird to say, but I think Tennessee stands a good chance in this one. The spread is 3 points favored to Green Bay, the home team. It's probably going to be a little colder. But I'm taking the Tennessee Titans and plus 4.5 points for this matchup. I'm taking them for the money. Got to have that money. And then the total here is 41 points. They think it's going to be a lower scoring affair. I think I'm disagreeing, though. I do think that they continue to throw to Christian Watson and Alan Lazard here. Since Ryan Tannehill is the quarterback, I do think they're going to pass a bit more in this matchup. Green Bay's secondary is looking soft for some reason, too many injuries. For that, I'm taking the over 39.5 points in this matchup for me. Moving on, we got the Carolina Panthers heading to Baltimore to play these Ravens. You know, the Carolina Panthers just blistered the Falcons, ran all over them with Donta Foreman. They should be nice and fresh playing last Thursday, but so should the Ravens because they're coming off a bye week. Pretty sure the Ravens' record off a bye week is excellent. And then the Carolina Panthers are going to be starting Baker Mayfield, I think, which is not a good idea against this new and improved Ravens defense with Roquan Smith. This is the largest favorite of the weekend at minus 12 points for the Ravens. I'm going to have to rock with that at minus 10.5 points. I'm taking them outright. And the total here is 42 points. I think this is going to be a lower scoring affair, actually. I'm taking the under 43.5 points. I just think it's going to be like a boring first quarter, and then the Ravens start to run away with it. Moving on. Chicago Bears going to Atlanta to play these Falcons. Hopefully Falcons play better this game, at least for ratings' sake. I just feel like the last couple weeks, the Chicago Bears have been trending upwards. I thought the Bears were going to get a dub last weekend, but they couldn't handle the Lions, I guess. I think I'm still looking for a performance where Justin Fields balling, but he's not. But he gets the dub. You know what I mean? So for that, I'm taking the Bears at plus 4.5 points in this matchup. I'm taking them for the money. Got to stack that money, and the total here is 50 points. So the bookie really doesn't know what's going to go on. This is 2 running teams, but I'm the contrarian. I'm going to do the opposite of what everyone probably thinks. I'm taking the over 48.5 points for this matchup. Moving on. We got the Cleveland Browns heading to Buffalo to play these Bills. Probably going to be another colder game. Buffalo Bills got gashed by Dalvin Cook last week, and, the Browns' strength is their run game. But I do look for the Bills to have a rebound defensive performance in this matchup. I'm not really too sold on the Browns' offense just yet. Josh Allen, I don't know what's going on in the red zone. Your turnovers are hurting him, but I do think he comes back strong in this game. They are favored 8.5 points. That's going to be enough for me. I'm taking them at -7 points in this matchup. I will take them outright. And the total here is 41. It's kind of sketchy to me with the spread being 8.5. So for that, could be wrong, but I'm going over in this matchup, over 39.5 points. I do think Nick Chubb has a touchdown. Amari Cooper goes for 90 yards, something like that. Moving on, we got the Detroit Lions going to New York to play these Giants. I think this could be a sleeper matchup of the week. I think this is going to be a really good one. Giants got a strong running game, and I do think their coach, for Brian DeBall, is better than the Lions coach. The Giants are favored by 3 points in this matchup. I do think that Detroit Lions make it close, but I just don't see them getting 3 wins in a row. For that, I'm going to take the Lions at +4.5 points, but I'm taking the Giants to win outright in this matchup. And I know it's going to be a colder game. Detroit scored a lot last weekend. Giants like to play defensive game. The total's 45 points. I'm taking the under 46.5 points for this matchup. Moving on, we got the Los Angeles Rams heading to New Orleans to play these Saints. Everyone knows, Cooper Kupp is not going to be there this game, and I'm pretty sure that, I could be wrong here, but I don't know if Matt Stafford is going to be the starter either, so Walford's going to get the start again. Going up against the Saints, who's got a pretty strong defensive line. They just had a loss last week against the Steelers, surprisingly, so I do think the Saints come back strong in this matchup. They're favored by 4.5 points. I'm taking the Saints at -3 points in this matchup. I will take them outright to slow down the Rams. Rams having the mean hangover this year. And the total is 39 points. I'm going to have to agree with that. I do think this is a really low-scoring matchup. I don't think that either offense is going to be clicking at all. So, 2 really good defenses here. Under 40.5 points for me. Moving on, we got the New York Jets heading to New England to play these Patriots. Jets play an amazing defensive game, but so do the Patriots. I hope that Mac Jones gets this start. This is a hard one for me. This really is a great divisional game. I'm pretty sure last time these two teams played, it was a good game, but Patriots came away with it in the end. I do think Zach Wilson fixes his mistakes this game, and they get this dub on the road. The spread is 3 points favored to New England. I think that's a trap. I'm taking New York Jets +4.5 points. I'm taking them for the money, dollar bill, and the total here is 38 points. I think I'm rocking with that too. 2 really good defensive games. Going to be a little colder. Bill Belichick against Zach Wilson. I'm taking the under 39.5 points for this matchup. Moving on, we got the Philadelphia Eagles heading to Indianapolis to play these Colts. Eagles just had a surprising loss against a divisional opponent. Taylor Heineke playing great though. And, Colts just upset the Raiders. Got to give them credit. They played a great game. Jonathan Taylor ran wild. I saw that coming. I do think the Eagles bounce back here. I do not see them losing 2 in a row. They are favored by 6.5 points. I'm taking the Eagles at -5 points here. I'm taking them outright. And then the total is 43.5 points. This is a hard one for me, honestly, guys. I'm going to have to rock with the over in this matchup. I do think that, they are without Dallas Goedert, but I think Devonta Smith snaps in this game. So I'm going over in this matchup, over 42.5 points. Moving on. We got the Washington Commanders heading to Houston to play these Texans. Washington's playing much better under Taylor Heineke. Something about this game screams trap to me, though. I feel like everyone's going to be betting on Washington Commanders. And so am I. Gotcha. The spread is 3 points favored to Washington. I'm not sure about that, though. I do think that this is going to be a lower scoring affair. Washington scored too many points last week. I don't think it happens again. Texans do like to run the ball. I'm taking the Texans at +4.5 points here. I will take the Commanders outright to win this matchup. And, like I said, I think this is going to be a running matchup. I know it's a 1 o'clock game, but I don't think that either team is going to score that much. So under 41.5 points for me. Moving on, we got the Las Vegas Raiders heading to Denver to play these Broncos. Raiders just got beat by the Colts, and Broncos should play them really well. I feel like Jerry Jeudy snaps in this game. Let's see here. This is a really hard divisional matchup. I feel like everyone in the world is going to be betting the Broncos in this matchup. For that, I will take the sweep. Raiders taking this at plus 4 points. I'm taking them for the money. Raiders just always seem to beat the Broncos. I think Josh Jacobs has a crazy day at 150 yards again, maybe a touchdown. Let's see here. And the total here is 41.5 points. I'm going to take the over in this matchup. I'm going to take the over 40.5 points. I don't know why, but I'm taking it. I feel like Raiders secondary is just trash. So, they're going to make it good. Moving on. Cincinnati Bengals heading to Pittsburgh to play these Steelers. Pittsburgh looked a lot better last week against the game and the Saints. Cincinnati Bengals, I do not know if Chase is coming back in this matchup, but they are coming off a bye, which I think gave them a pretty good chance at coming up with a good game plan here. I do think the Pittsburgh defensive line with TJ Watt gives them troubles, though. For that, the spread is 4 points. I'm taking plus 5.5 points for the Steelers. I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals to win by like a field goal here, honestly. And let's see here. The total is 41.5 points, especially if Chase doesn't play. I'm rocking with the under in this matchup, so under 42.5 points for me. Moving on. We got another great game involving the Vikings. What a schedule they got. We got the Dallas Cowboys heading to Minnesota to play these Vikings. Let's see here. Like I said, Vikings defense is looking stronger and stronger by the week. Jefferson solidified himself as the number 1 wide receiver in the league last week. The spread here is only 1 point, so they're really giving it to either team here. This is really a hard one for me. I just think that Dallas Cowboys is America's team. I think that they would love to see them beat the Vikings here. Vikings, they got to take an L somewhere here. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys with Tony Pollard to go crazy in this matchup. I'm taking Dallas Cowboys at minus 1 point. I'm taking them outright. And the total here is 47.5 points. I do think this is going to be another shootout. 2 great offenses. Usually I say 2 great offenses cancel out and make a lower scoring game, but since the spread is only 1 point, I do see this being over like 24-26, 27-26, somewhere right there. Over. I'm taking the over 46.5 points for me. Moving on. We got the Kansas City Chiefs heading to Los Angeles to play these Chargers. Kansas City is looking unstoppable. got the best coach in the league. They just got Kadarius Toney. I think he does have a breakout game in this matchup. But this is divisional, and this is in the Chargers' house, and the Chargers did lose last weekend. I do think that either Mike Williams or Keenan Allen comes back in this matchup, especially with the breakout of Carter and Palmer. I do think the Chargers stand a good chance at taking this matchup. The spread is 6.5 points here. I'm going to take the Chargers at plus 8 points in this matchup. I just can't bet against the Chiefs. I don't know why. They always find a way to win, and Chargers defense always seems to find a way to slip up in the end, in the fourth quarter. I know they beat them the first matchup, so I'm taking the Chiefs to win outright, and then the total here is 50 points. I do think this is going to be a little bit of a shootout, so over 48.5 points for me. Last game of the Week 11 slate, we got a game in Mexico City. This should be a great one. We got the 49ers playing the Arizona Cardinals. 49ers looking great chemistry last weekend. Defense is playing great. Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. They got weapons all over the field. George Kittle, come on. And then we got Arizona Cardinals. They played a great game last weekend, but they were playing against a second-string quarterback. DeAndre Hopkins should come alive in this matchup, but I just don't think it's going to be enough to outsmart the 49ers coach. 49ers usually beat this team, so the spread is 8 points favored to San Fran. I'm going to have to rock with that. Minus 8 points. Sorry, minus 6.5 points for me for San Fran. I will take them outright. And since this is in Mexico City, the total is 43.5 points. I'm taking the under 44.5 points. A kicking matchup, if you would say so. All right, those are my picks for Week 11. Don't go anywhere just yet. I do have another parlay that I think that you guys could cash out on. No financial advice. This week I'm switching up. I'm doing all totals. Hear me out. You ready for this? Panthers at Ravens. I'm taking the under 43.5 points. Browns at Bills. I'm taking the over 39.5 points. Rams and Saints. I'm taking the under 40.5 points. Low scoring game. Quarterbacks stink. Cowboys and Vikings, like I told you, this is going to be a shootout. Over 46.5 points. Chiefs Chargers, another shootout. Over 48.5 points. Chargers might win. Watch out. And 49ers at Cards, like I said, taking the under 44.5 points. I do think that this is a kicking matchup, and 49ers run away with it in the end. Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you do enjoy these videos, go ahead, hit the like, hit the subscribe button for me. I'm trying to get this channel popping. Without any further ado, let's get this money. Week 11, that's a wrap.